was 2013 when Sony developed and marketed this camera, the NEX-6, because they decided, let's give people a choice. Do they want to take photographs live view, holding the camera like a cell phone to take photos, or do they want to use an electronic viewfinder like the old days, like this? Was it a good idea? I don't know. Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Carmine from New York. This is Photo Class 589, where we will be reviewing finally the 2013 Sony NEX mirrorless camera with the aps-c size sensor, CMOS, which gives us a nice crop factor of 1.5. Now, why is this camera so special? During this video, you will be seeing photographs and videos that I took with this camera. It takes quite nice videos, I must say. Now, talking about video briefly, it does have two built-in stereo microphones, right? But no microphone jack. They're not stupid, Sony. They like proprietary add-ons. You remember the proprietary memory card, the Duo Stick memory card, right? Long, looked like a stick of gum. That was junk, in my opinion. Remember the crazy hot shoe where it was shaped differently, and that was a proprietary flash hot shoe? In this camera, they went with a normal hot shoe, except for one thing: the proprietary shotgun mic. You see these gold contacts, and there's gold contacts in the hot shoe. That's for proprietary Sony add-ons and accessories, like this shotgun mic, which I have to tell you works rather well. Before we jump into the photography end of this camera, I'm going to briefly show you the difference between the shotgun mic audio and the built-in stereo microphone audio. Let's roll the tape. All right, guys, this is the audio test of the NEX-6 Sony camera with the Sony shotgun mic. The Sony shotgun mic has a very long code name. It's the ECMGZ1M mic. I picked it up for about $19 on eBay. It requires no battery or power source other than the power it gets from the body of the camera. Whew, it's very cold out. All right, so this is the audio test with the Sony shotgun mic on, and now with the Sony shotgun mic off. All right, so this is the audio test of the Sony NEX-6 camera using just the built-in microphones. I removed the Sony shotgun mic, and this is how the audio would sound. Outside, there's a little bit of a breeze. I have no furry cat, dead cat on top of the microphones. However, if you go into the menu, you can turn on wind noise reduction, and that is on. And that's a bird in the background if you can hear it. So as you can see, in my opinion, this shotgun mic, it's called the Sony ECMGZ1M shotgun mic. It requires no additional power in the microphone. It uses the power from the camera to power it. It does have a switch on it for zoom, off, and gun. I have tested both the zoom function and the gun selection switch. Just use it on gun for shotgun. You'll be much better off. I found this on eBay. It was best offer. I offered the seller $19. He accepted it. And it did come with the wind sponge, right? This is what the microphone looks like without the wind sponge on it, right? It goes in like this, and then it clips on like that, and you're good to go. So it worked pretty good. This spongy material for windscreen does work very well, as you saw in the video. Okay, now let's put this down. As you can see in the title and what's on the camera, this is not a Sony lens, it's a MEIKE, M-E-I-K-E. Ultra wide. It's a 12mm lens. It's quite beautiful. This lens sells on eBay and other places for an average of $120 used. It's manual focus. It's manual aperture. It's 100% manual. And the camera sells average about $299 without a lens in good working condition. So the camera and the lens, right? $300, $400, about $420 for this setup. But if you take your time and you're not in a hurry to buy a setup, the Sony NEX-6 and a lens, this is what I did. I took my time over 4 months, and I finally found a seller on eBay who had this exact setup for sale. So if I take this lens, use it, or sell it, it brings the price down way low. All right, so keep your eye out when people are selling whole kits with bodies and lenses. That's where the deals are. All right. While we're talking about lenses, a very important subject I want to cover, especially with these Sony NEX-6 cameras. Now, the E-mount. This camera takes an E-mount lens system. Okay, this is a Sony E-mount right here. It's beautiful. It's metal. It's very well constructed. Okay. Yes, Sony E-mount lenses will fit. Sony A-mount lenses will fit with an adapter. Okay. But the world is a lot bigger than just that. Taverna lenses. Look at this beautiful Taverna lens. This is the Asahi, the Asahi Taverna lens. It's the f4 150mm lens. This is a gorgeous portrait lens, telephoto lens, whatever you need it for. Okay, it's a prime lens, very heavy, very well made. It's a Taverna. Just the name in itself tells you how good it is. Now, you see the adapter on the bottom? This is a K&F concept. I bought it, not a sponsor. It's the M42 mount, because this lens is M42, which means it's a screw in, right, to Sony E-mount. And it has the red dot right there, and you line it up with the white dot on the mount like this. Turn it and listen for the click, and there you go. Now, you set the camera on manual focus, and there you go. Now you have a 150mm lens with a crop factor of 1.5, making it quite nice. Super telephoto lens. Now, it's important when you're going to put a lens on this camera with an adapter, a dumb adapter, which means there's no electronics, that it has an aperture ring, okay, to open and close. I don't know if you can see it. To open and close the aperture. because if it's like a G lens, which means gelded, that there's no aperture ring, you're pretty much stuck at using it wide open or all the way closed, depending on the adapter, okay? But we're not going to stop there, are we? Okay, let's take off the M42 Takamar lens with the adapter, and let's look at these lenses. This is the Nikon F mount. This is the 85mm Nikon lens f1.4D lens, professional quality lens. Now this adapter is a little different. This is the photojournalist, not a sponsor. This is the F mount to E mount, okay? And you just take the Nikon F mount lens with the F mount to E mount adapter, you line it up, and you lock it in, and there you go. Now you can use the Nikon line of lenses on your Sony NEX-6 camera. Look at this. Gorgeous, professional lens. You know, after watching 588 of my classes, that you put the money in the glass. The body is just the receiver of the light, okay? So this is where you put the money right there. So now you can use the whole line, especially D lenses, on your Sony cameras, because this Nikon lens has a aperture dial, okay? Right there. Beautiful. Okay, that's enough. The Sony NEX-6 does not have IBIS, in-body stabilization. However, Sony makes a whole line of OSS lenses. OSS is their denomination of what Nikon would call VR, vibration reduction. Sony calls theirs optical steady shot, OSS. The optical image stabilization is in the lens. On most Sony lenses, the E-mount lenses, the newer ones, will have OSS. Look for OSS on the lens. That'll tell you that it has optical image stabilization. Right? Optical steady shot. So that's how you'll get improved photographs with using an OSS lens. Now this MEIKE lens has none of that. So there's no optical image stabilization. There's no in-body image stabilization. You have to use skills, right? Elbow in the body, hold the camera cradle, take your finger, put it on the shutter, slow, steady squeeze. That's how you get your body to be the in-body image stabilization. Hold it steady. So the camera came out in 2013. It sold brand new between $750, right, which was just the body only, up to $1,350, depending on what two lenses you wanted to come with it. 16 megapixels. Like I mentioned, it's an aps-c size sensor. It's a little smaller than full frame. It's a CMOS sensor, not CCD. It's a CMOS. The ISO, I had very, that's three verys, good luck using auto ISO with this camera. I generally do not shoot auto ISO because remember, when you had film, right? You bought a box of 400. That was your ASA or ISO. That was it. So you learned how to take photographs around those parameters. This camera with the auto ISO worked perfectly, especially for these photographs. You see what I mean? They came out very nice in my opinion. Now, The range of the ISO is really remarkable. It's 100 on the low end, but on the high end, it's 25,600. Come on, that's a great range, especially for this used price of $299. The screen on the back, okay, it is tilty, right? But it has its limitations, okay? Look at that, perfectly flat. So you can really do what we used to call waist level shooting like this, right? Like you're using an RB67 from Mamiya or Hasselblad. You're looking down, you hold the camera nice and close to you, great steady position. You look down, boom. Remember, if you're on the street taking street photographs like this, you might intimidate people. But if you're taking photographs like this, looking down, not making eye contact, they're not really sure if you're looking at your camera. They're not sure what you're doing. But if you're looking down, right, it's great for street photography. Here's a little tip from this photojournalist who has taken photographs of famous or infamous people. Hold the camera like this, right? Here's your screen, all right? I'm going to take your picture, but my whole body is looking completely away from you down the street. And I'm looking at you in the screen. The camera's pointed to you. I'm looking at the screen, and I'm just shooting away, and you don't even know it because my whole body is facing in another direction. So the tilt screen, okay, is like this, and of course it has a full range this way, and it has a nice downward orientation for taking photographs up like this, right? Way, way up high, so you can see the screen, what you're taking a picture of. It's not only for taking photographs over crowds, right? It's if you want to take a photograph of something, but you want elevation and you don't have a step stool or step ladder with you, you can really get some great different angles shooting like this. And you don't have to spray and pray that you got it, all right? If this wasn't like this, you can actually just tilt down your screen and you can shoot like this, and you won't have to pray that you got the shot. So now this camera has a discrete hidden flash. You press the button and there it is. Now it has bounce flash, okay? That's straight on, and now watch how you can bounce it. Now it's facing the ceiling. Now you can take 10 frames per second with this camera. That's pretty good for sports and action. Full PASM dial on top, right there, for program mode, aperture priority, shutter priority, and manual, right on top where it belongs. Okay. What kind of memory? You open up the battery door, and right there, it takes one SD card. Now, if you're going to use this camera for both still and video, get yourself a nice fast SD card here. And the battery is, look how tiny this is. All right, this is a great battery. It's the NP-FW50. Now, as you can see, this is an aftermarket third party. It's used in many of the NEX Sony cameras, not just the NEX-6. They're widely available. I get mine on Amazon. DPReview.com reviewed this camera in 2013. And these two gentlemen, the reviewers, Jeff Kellen and Amadou Diallo, they reviewed it. They gave it over a 20-page review. It's online, and I'll attach it in the description below. They gave it the Silver Award. Yes, the Sony NEX-6 got the Silver Award from DP Review when they reviewed it. Do I recommend this camera? Absolutely, I do. It's not that expensive. It's full function. Everything from it has a fully automatic section to fully manual. The videos, you saw a video clip, they're great. So, oh, there's Dax and Dexter going nuts because they're excited about this camera too. All right, guys, enjoy the camera if you buy it. You can email me anytime you want at blackandwhitephoto@aol.com. Yes, I still use AOL as my email. And enjoy your days with your family. Take a lot of pictures. This is Carmine from New York saying, subscribe.